A mother would do anything for their child, but will they also help them get away with murder? Hey everyone, it's me, John Lorden. Welcome to another episode of Brain Scratch Case Cracked. Today we're looking at the case of Erica Crippen Crosby. And we're going back to 2014. Mount Laurel, a township of over 40,000 people in Burlington County, New Jersey. Erica Crippen Crosby was 26 years old and dreamed of someday becoming a doctor. She was currently a nursing assistant and worked as a home health aide. In 2012, she reconnected with a high school classmate on social media, and they fell in love and got married in 2014. Soon, Erica was pregnant with twins, but the pregnancy would be difficult and they would wind up losing one of their babies. Erica also had a daughter from a previous relationship, and she was now a wife and mother of two beautiful young girls. Her husband, Kyle Crosby, grew up in Ariel, New Jersey. He was now 28 years old and a fitness guru. He had recently completed a course at the International Sports Sciences Association, and according to his Facebook page, he's the founder of Train Insane or Remain Plain, a fitness company. He also previously worked for Giant Fitness. Friends report that there had been some struggles in their relationship, specifically with Kyle battling drug addiction. Erica convinced him to go to rehab at one point. Some of their fights would escalate to violence, and police had been to the house on several domestic disturbance calls. On December 30th, though, it seemed like things were heading in a good direction. Kyle and Erica went out for the evening to a local bar called PJ Wellahan's in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. On New Year's Eve, Kyle called Erica's Aunt Sonia to watch the kids, then called back and said he was staying in while Erica was going out for the night. This surprised Sonia and her husband Kanye, since family usually got together on this holiday. Erica's uncle tried calling her several times, but there was no answer. Eventually, some text messages came back from her phone, but the family wasn't sure it was her actually sending them. For the following 8 days, Erica only spoke to her family via text messages. School officials became concerned when Erica's 7-year-old daughter from a previous relationship, Amira, wasn't picked up from school. Police conducted a welfare check at the home and found the 3-month-old baby, Kaylee, in a dirty diaper alone in the bathtub, which was also filled with about 6 inches of water. Kyle was there, and he appeared to be under the influence of some controlled substance. They asked where Erica was, and the answers Kyle gave only raised their suspicions further. Erica hadn't been seen by anyone in 8 days, and Kyle never called her in as a missing person. Authorities returned to the home. Kyle was going to be charged with endangering the welfare of the children on January 10th of 2015, but he wasn't there when they showed up. It appeared Kyle was on the run. Investigators and Erica's family were learning more about Kyle's activities since Erica's disappearance. Kyle had been seen purchasing drugs and hanging out with prostitutes. He even brought a female back to their home. The woman was told she could take any clothes she wanted from Erica's closet. Kyle's mother, Jo, also made a statement to one of Erica's family members that left them unsettled. She said, "It's not looking good for Erica." Investigators noticed a lot of communication between Kyle and his mother, Jo, back on New Year's Eve. By the time police went to interview her, Jo had deleted several of these text messages, but at least 15 of them were recovered. Kyle was having a conversation with his mother about an argument he was having with an unknown woman around 3 a.m. on New Year's Eve. The text only refers to her as she. They said that she took all the money and is going to do whatever she wants with it. And he was also angry that she had sat on his PlayStation 4. One of the messages from his mother said, quote, "Please don't touch her in any way or form." Kyle replied 13 minutes later saying, "I'm not that stupid." Kyle also had an 18-minute conversation with his mother on that day, which she denied when police showed up and asked her about it. On January 12th, police spotted Kyle in their vehicle and tried to pull him over. He took off on foot, They eventually caught him and arrested him on the child endangerment charge. The following day, he would be charged with the murder of his wife. But how would authorities do this considering they had no body? It came down to what they found in the trunk when Kyle was pulled over. Duct tape, a shovel, a bag of cement, and a Home Depot receipt were all found in there. Law enforcement went to the store and also got footage of Kyle leaving with those items. The evidence may have been circumstantial, but that wasn't the end of it. The GPS system from Erica's car showed stops made by Kyle. Several thousand entries were in the system, but some of them had notes added by Kyle. Notes like IDK, supposedly or probably for I don't know, as well as maybe. And this caught their attention, especially since these notes were made in areas that seemed to have a lot of open land. On March 17th of 2015, 2 months later, investigators found her body 50 yards from the side of the road in rural Sykesville, Maryland, under a fleece blanket covered with branches and brush. She was hogtied with electrical cord. Her mouth and nose were duct taped shut, and she had been strangled. Investigators think Kyle was high on drugs when they got into an argument, and things went too far. Kyle has a lengthy criminal past considering he was only 28 years old, starting back as a juvenile with 11 incidents and continuing into his adulthood with 23 arrests. He has previous convictions for aggravated assault, burglary, and theft. Kyle wound up taking a plea deal, admitting to the aggravated manslaughter of his wife and also hindering apprehension. He will spend 31 years in jail and won't be eligible for parole until he's served at least 26 of those years. His mother also faced charges of hindering apprehension and tampering with evidence. However, those charges were dropped as part of Kyle's plea deal. Some of Erica's family think that she should also be in prison. On February 4th, 2016, during his sentencing, Kyle made a statement apologizing for his actions and saying, "There's not a word that describes my emotional torment." He also stated that he still loves his wife. Erica's oldest daughter, Amira, now lives with her biological father's family, and the youngest, Kaylee, lives with Erica's Aunt Sonia and Uncle Kanye. For information on how to help yourself or someone that you love who may be in an abusive relationship, please go to www.thehotline.org or call 1-800-799-SAFE if you're in the U.S. If you're outside of the U.S., please do an internet search to find local services. There are people out there who will help you. No woman should have to face the same fate that Erica did. And beyond that, her family is affected by this with years of lost time and memories, not to mention her children not having the mother that I'm sure they would need and appreciate to have in their lives. I don't know, guys. Stories like this really hit me in a weird place. Domestic violence is something that no one should have to go through. It's terrible on everyone involved. It's terrible on the families that have to face it. And then for things to escalate to this level it's just inexcusable. Outside of there being services like this, there has to be something within us about us being responsible for how we're handling other people. And of course, there's, treat others how you'd like to be treated. But even beyond that, there's just something about humanity that gets lost in some of these stories. And I think Kyle really lost sight of his own humanity throughout this whole experience. Ultimately, he was only with this woman for a few years. I think they were married for less than 1 year. It's really a shame that he didn't understand enough about himself to avoid putting her in the risk. I mean, if he's really this out of control, he has this wacky criminal history, why would he put someone that he loved into the risk of becoming a victim of that? I don't know, but unfortunately it seems to happen far too often. So, thank you guys so much for joining me here on Case Cracked. I hope you're having a nice week, and I'll catch you back here on the Lord and Arts channel. Take care.